Hi there, Malcolm here with my 196th Booktube video, and today I'll be bringing you my mid-year freakout tag for 2024. I'll leave details of the originators of the tag and the questions in the information box down below, but basically this is 15 fun questions just reviewing the year so far. So question 1, best book I have read so far this year. I've had quite a few good ones, but I would say Mistress of the Empire by Remedy Feist and Janny Wurtz. The third book of the Empire trilogy from the Rift War series. A really strong trilogy, wrapped up very, very satisfactorily, and a much stronger trilogy than the first trilogy. Which leads into question 2, the best sequel I've read so far this year, Mistress of the Empire, for the same reasons. Question 3 is a new release you haven't read yet but want to. I've got 2. There's, I can go and get them actually. There's Service Model by Agent Tchaikovsky. Has the feel of an AI type story where a robot servitor murders its master and goes on the run. And The Book of Elsewhere by Keanu Reeves and China Miéville. This is a novel based off of Keanu's graphic novel series. I don't know anything about it, but definitely want to try it. Question 4 is my most anticipated release of the second half of the year, and that is The Mercy of the Gods by James S.A. Corey. I absolutely love their Expanse series, and their Star Wars book Honor Among Thieves was one of my favourites the year I read that. Really, really good, and so keen to read another book by them. Question 5, what was my biggest disappointment? And it should be no surprise to regular viewers of my channel to know that that was The Three Body Problem by Cixin Liu. I really was looking forward to this. I was hearing a lot of hype about it, about the TV show, which I haven't seen, and I had been looking at the book for quite some time because the cover quite intrigued me and the concept quite intrigued me, but turned out to be a completely unoriginal, uninteresting load of nothing. And in the information box down below I'll leave a link to my more in-depth review on the book, just explaining why it didn't work for me. Question 6, my biggest surprise was The Kraken Wakes by John Wyndham. Obviously Day of the Triffids is well talked about and it is a fantastic story. But The Kraken Wakes, I thought it was going to be something very different, more like a Kraken wakening up. But what it was pretty much War of the Worlds but from underwater, and I really enjoyed it. I thought, why aren't people talking about this one more? This was really good, particularly with the attitudes of the various nations of the world blaming each other whenever this alien force did something. So question 7, my favourite new author. Now, this is a hard one because I've done either lots of rereading or reading books from authors I've already read. And so almost by default, it was Sarah Lotz who wrote Day 4, which I quite enjoyed, and certainly intrigued enough to want to try and read The Three, which was the simultaneous novel to go with it. Not read it yet, but yeah, I've clearly not done a good job of reading outside my comfort zone this year. Question 8, newest fictional crush. And this I always do struggle with, and I must confess I don't think there is one this year again. There have been in previous years, but I don't really feel that way towards various fictional characters. Question 9 is my newest favourite character, and the same problem I had with the favourite newest author. A lot of the characters I've been reading I'm already familiar with from their existence in other books. So I settled on Destry and the Moose, particularly their relationship from The Terraformers by Annalee Newitz. Again, it was a book that didn't really do it for me. I'll leave a link to the video for that review, but certainly I did enjoy the Destry and Moose team up. Question 10, which book made me cry? Back to Mistress of the Empire again. Happy tears, but it was one that did move me. Question 11 is the book that made me happy. A Stuck of the Wren. What the hell does that say? A Stack of the Wren. Look, what did I write there? A Stack of the Wren. Can you read that? There. What the hell does that say? A Stack of the Wren. What? A Stack of the Wren. Stack of the Run? A stock. Excuse me. And that's A Stroke of the Pen by Terry Pratchett. It wasn't the best collection of stories, and I was a bit disappointed that it had a lot of stories that I'd already read in some of the other collections, but it was wonderful reading something I hadn't read before by my favourite author, so that made me happy. Question 12, the best book to film adaptation. I've not seen many films this year, particularly at cinema, and so again by default I would probably have to say The Marvels. I don't even think it was this year I saw it. Question 13 is the most beautiful book given to me, or that I bought, but generally they get given to me these days. And certainly The Book of Elsewhere is quite striking, but certainly I think Machine Vendetta by Alistair Reynolds is pretty awesome. So question 14, the best review or video I've done so far this year. Well, I've written a whole bunch of weird stuff down here. What's that all saying? I don't even know what that means. So I've done a few cuts of this one on my YouTube analytics. So I'm noting these down. My best video of the first half of the year was my best 10 reads of 2023, which was 63. However, I hadn't sat down and noted down the values of these until well into July, and I did a certain video that was particularly successful, for me anyway, in July. So that was obviously on there now, and I'd blown everything else out of the water I've done this year. And that's my review of The Three-Body Problem, which at the time of writing was 563, which made it my 4th most successful video of all time. And apparently it's currently on 596. Which is still 4th. But my most successful video is my review of Bullet Train, which currently sits at 4.4 thousand. Small fry compared to you guys, but I'm rather chuffed with that. But Bullet Train I did last year, and Three Bodies technically not the first half of the year, but they're there and worth mentioning. And finally, the books to read by the end of the year. Well, as usual, as many as I can, particularly those two. And when it comes out, The Mercy of the Gods. Those are 3 I really want to get done by the end of the year, provided it comes out. So there we go, that was my mid-year freakout tag, recorded in the beginning of August. As I said, I'll put the questions down below in the information box, so feel free to have a crack at this as well. It's quite fun, and it gives you a nice sort of reflection of your year so far. And I'll do this again at the end of the year, because it seems to fit. I'll leave links to all the individual reviews for the various books I waved at you that I have done in the information box. But apart from that, I hope you enjoyed that. Like, subscribe, all the usual caboodle. And until next time, see you later.